Under the deductive reasoning, we also have the law of syllogism. The last lesson was on the law of detachment, but the law of syllogism can look something like this. If P implies Q is true and Q implies R is true, then P implies R is true. So if the hypothesis implies a conclusion, and then that conclusion becomes the hypothesis of another sentence, and it implies something else, if both of those are true, then you can take the hypothesis of the first one and put it with the conclusion of the last one. It's kind of like these Q's will cancel out. I know that makes no sense so far at all. The way the book does it, it starts with these two, and then over in a different practice problem, they give you this one. And I don't like the way that the book did that because this is kind of confusing. I'm going to start with the practice problem and then move on to these two scenarios. Excuse the lines marked out here. I started this video and got messed up and had to start over, but I didn't want to recopy everything. If you get an A on your math test, that'd be the hypothesis. Then you can go to the movies. That would be the conclusion. It's like this one right here. If you go to the movies, that'd be like this Q, the conclusion of this one became the hypothesis of the next sentence. Then you can watch your favorite actor. Well, that's a totally different phrase, so we're going to call it R. Just get in another letter here. See how the Q is written twice here? Well, the Q is written twice here. You can go to the movies. If you go to the movies, I can mark those out. And then I'm left with the conclusion. If you get an A on your math test, then you can watch your favorite actor. This is the conclusion by the law of syllogism. The conclusion of the first one became the hypothesis of the second one. Okay, so this is a valid conclusion. Now let's look at this one because they started out, the very first note that they gave you didn't even put it in the order that you normally see. It says, if x squared is greater than 25, then x squared is greater than 20. Well, that's got to be true because 25 is bigger than 20. So that's like the P and the Q. And then we've got x is greater than 5, then x squared is greater than 25. So really what's happening is the conclusion of the second sentence is the hypothesis of the first sentence. And the order in which those statements are given doesn't affect whether or not you can use the law of syllogism. But since this part is written twice, I can mark those out, and my conclusion would be if x is greater than 5, then x squared is greater than 20. I'm going to put those together right there using the law of syllogism. Now let me show you one that doesn't work. If a polygon is regular, the P, and then all the angles in the interior of the polygon are congruent, Q. So that's like the first sentence, and that's true. Then I start out my second sentence, and it says, if the polygon is regular, that's P again. Then all of its sides are congruent. So let's see. This one doesn't work because it's like they restated this hypothesis twice. Neither statement's conclusion is the same as the other statement's hypothesis. So we can't make any kind of conclusion from this. So no conclusion.